Hey, check it out.
What's that?
I have no idea. I've been working on this for weeks. I've taken all the greatest game consoles of all time and I've put them together in one amalgamation, one gestalt entity, one awesome machine.
It's an abomination.
Yeah, and I'm gonna turn it on. Who are you? Who am I? I was gonna ask you the same thing. Looks like I'm you. Yeah, but you're different. How so? I don't know, kind of opposite-y? Okay, so let's see. Where you're from, what's the greatest video game ever made? E.T. for the 2600. Closely followed by Superman 64. Who's your favorite developer? EA. What do you think of digital distribution? Well, I love it. It's awesome. Everyone loves it. What about on-disk content locked out by a code? It's good for the developers, and it crushes those awful buy-sell trade video game stores.
Bioshock. Immaculate game. Net neutrality. Of the utmost importance. Most underrated game. Destroy all humans. Right on, man. I guess you're not really that bad. I guess we have more in common than I thought. I'm gonna add you on Facebook. We gotta send these demons back to whatever hell they came from.
Was that you?
Who turned the lights off?
Take our escape. We'll be back. So Evil Twins, as you just saw, they're a scourge on movies and TV. And we thought it'd be a great segment to talk to you about our favorite Evil Twins. So I'm going to start right off with, I think, one of the most iconic and well-known Evil Twins of all time, and that's Mirror Spock. We saw him in the original Star Trek series, and it was always the coolest thing. There's Spock, and he's got a goatee, and he's got that crazy uniform on, and he looks so badass. And everyone just thought it was so cool, so much in fact that they brought him back later on with the Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and not him, but that universe itself, where you saw all the evil versions of different characters from the new Star Trek series, and it was just always one of my favorites. Another one of my absolute favorites was Gabriel Yulaw from Jet Li's The One. Now, if you've seen this movie, and if you haven't, I totally recommend that you do. Gabriel Yulaw was a multiverse cop. He was the guy who went around and protected the multiverse from violators, and he found out that if he killed another version of himself in another reality, that one's strength and knowledge was divided amongst all the others in the other realities. So he went on this quest to kill them all so he could become the one, and it was really awesome. He was truly an epic bad guy and really super powerful, so he was a lot of fun to watch. And then on top of that, getting to watch Jet Li fight Jet Li at the end was really epic. My third favorite, without question, hands down, Evil Cartman. Evil Cartman was so awesome. He was from the Halloween episode of South Park where they had the spooky goldfish in the spooky pet shop, and Evil Cartman was the opposite of Cartman from our universe. So he was actually really sweet, even though he was from the evil universe. As a matter of fact, he was kind of an outcast in his universe, and everyone loved him. And at the end, of course, Eric fooled them into sending him back. So it was a very sad moment in television, but still one of my favorite Evil Twins of all time.
Alright, for my Evil Twins, I actually only did two because I had a third one, and for the life of me, I cannot remember what it was. My first one was easily Negascott from Scott Pilgrim. Not everyone was real keen on Michael Cera playing Scott Pilgrim, but at that one part, whenever he goes to fight Gideon and everything, and then he thinks the final battle's over and he has to fight the mirror image of himself, they did an amazing job doing this huge build, like there's going to be this epic battle, and then Negascott just kind of turns out to be like kind of just a pretty awesome version of Scott himself. So I thought it was just a really fun way, a really cool twist on the Evil Twin kind of theme, I guess. The next one I'll say, easily Evil Ash from Army of Darkness. Like, Bruce Campbell is incredible, just in general, so to have a second Ash is just absolutely incredible. It was a really, really cool sequence the way they did it, and you know, just kind of seeing the whole Deadite army and everything and having him lead it was just a really memorable moment in that movie. So definitely Evil Ash for my other pick for Evil Twin. Alright, last week we said we were going to be talking about the worst video game box art this week, so we're just going to go ahead and get right to it. So what's your first up for worst video game box art?
First, Space Pirates. Have you ever seen the cover for Space Pirates?
This is completely new to me.
It's supposed to look kind of futuristic-y and space piratey, and he's got this contraption on his head. It's really, really bad. It looks like just some corny, hokey picture from a bad Renaissance festival or something. It's totally awesome.
Yeah.
And one of the worst video game covers I've ever seen.
Right on.
Yeah, it makes you want to play the game. It's so bad.
Right on. Alright, now, in the same vein, like something that's just like, to me this is more just out there than anything. I'm not necessarily like straight up bad, but like the Bust-A-Move covers, like Bust-A-Move was like kind of like a fun little puzzle game if you ever play. Yeah, there's like an arcade of it and you're in the shop. But like there was, I think it was Bust-A-Move 2 had like a weird baby on the cover with like just colors reflected in sunglasses. It looked like a motivational poster like you see in an office or something, just really warped and skewed. And I think the original Bust-A-Move had like these weird misshapen like old man heads with like matchsticks holding the eyes open like this, and it was like the most horrible. It looked like it belonged to like a Silent Hill flick or something. So yeah, Bust-A-Move for me.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Tommy Lasorda's baseball on the Sega Genesis.
See, I don't know much about sports, but I know this cover.
This is just awful. And you know, I didn't even have this one in my head. I was researching this, you know, going into this, and I was like, I gotta find the worst covers ever. And I had a few lined up, and then I saw that one, and it looks like Bill Clinton with a Sega hat on.
Yeah,
and I mean, it's the worst portrait ever, and it's just awful. And it automatically made the list as soon as I saw it.
Yeah, because I mean, he kind of looks like droopy too. Like the cheeks are just really bizarre looking. And yeah, because as soon as you said Tommy Lasorda, I was like, I know that one.
It looks like one of those bad carnival airbrush guys.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, next up for me, I'm gonna go Bulletstorm, which Bulletstorm was not a horrible game by any stretch. That's a lot of fun. But I hated the cover. It was just the bottom of the boot. And I understand kicking people's a big mechanic in the game if you play it because you like brush people back and then you do the guns powers on them and everything. But like this could have just as easily been an ad for Doc Martens. Like I looked at it, I was just like, this doesn't inspire me to play this game whatsoever. So yeah, Bulletstorm, great game, horrible cover.
Yeah. My last one. I think it's one of the most iconic and worst video game covers of all time. I think it's one of the first ones that a lot of people think of when they think of bad video game art, and that's Mega Man.
Yep.
Mega Man 1 and 2 in particular are just the worst. It's like the guy who drew it, he had no idea what that game was about. And he put a gun in his hand. I mean, it's just absolutely terrible. And it's not even funny, it's so bad. It's just bad.
Right.
Like, what were they thinking?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, like...
And that's back when Nintendo put their seal of approval on things, and I thought they were attentive to, like, who looked at that cover and said, this is the one?
Yeah, could you imagine the poor guy that had to approve that? Be like, the Nintendo seal of quality, yes.
Yeah.
Alright, my last one, like my worst one, and it's actually a fairly recent game. Like, I mean, I suppose I could reach back in history and find something horrible. I'm gonna go with kind of a new title. Arkham City Game of the Year Edition. There's just text everywhere on this game. Like I looked at it the other day and I saw it and I was like, man, this just looks awful. Like it diminishes the game almost a little bit. Like if I reviewed the game and that was the only thing I had to go off was the cover, I'd be like, you know what, you lose half a point right off the bat. So yeah, that's my final one, Arkham City.
Okay.
So let us know what you think some of your worst box art, or what you think some of the worst video game box art is in the comments or video response or something like that, and because we'd love to know because there's a lot out there.
There's so many. You can just send us a whole list if you want. I want to know what other people think.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, welcome to the Bad Movie Hot Seat. This is where we put someone in the hot seat and we make them listen to points we make about a movie we thought was really bad, and they have 10 seconds to respond to each point we make. Alright, so today's bad movie is G.I Joe Retaliation. We all went as a group and we saw it together at NerdKO Night at the Movies. Please check the website for more information or the Facebook page. And I don't think there was a soul in that theater who wasn't disappointed in us more than most.
Oh yeah, I would say almost everyone in that movie was disappointed. So it seems like you guys have like a really easy job.
And I think I'm ready to go. Are you ready, Josh?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, Sleazy, go ahead, start it off.
Okay, Duke dies in the first 10 minutes.
Don't we have enough Channing Tatum though? Was it really that bad to kill off Duke? See, that's the thing. I'm not as big of a G.I. Joe fan, so it wasn't as big a deal for me. I didn't get as butthurt as some people did about that.
The button that stops Cobra's weapon of mass destruction is also a self-destruct.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty bad. That does seem a little counterproductive for a weapon system. So yeah, sure. I'll give you that.
Okay, Storm Shadow teams up with the G.I. Joes.
Okay, honestly, like that was just something that had to happen because you couldn't without the subplot with the RZA. I mean, that was just something that had to occur. So yeah, I don't buy that.
The world's most elite fighting force is gathered together in a small spot in the desert and slaughtered by a few helicopters.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty bad. But like, I mean, it's true. Like they ended up taking out like rapid fire in the first like 2 minutes of the movie. Okay.
Okay, meaningless ninja subplot.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, it was pretty bad. Like I'll joke about having the RZA in there, but that's not enough of a justification for to send us on like an extra 20 minutes that didn't need to be in the film. Sure.
No one questions the Cobra White House.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they rolled with the flags and everything, so yeah, that's pretty. That's a tough one to swallow. Sure.
All right, exclusion of Destro and previous characters from G.I. Joe 1.
Yeah, but that could be a setup or something in the sequel. 'Cause I'm sure like someone just got left behind so they could bring him up again in a sequel. So I don't know about that one.
Firefly, impervious to speeding SUVs.
Yeah, he was strikingly resilient. I don't know, because I don't think you can get crushed by an SUV and come out unscathed like that. So
Just right. Go ahead.
yeah.
Corny dialogue.
Oh come on! Like it's a G.I. Joe. Of course it was gonna be corny dialogue. You say this like I was expecting. Like I'm sorry that the Coen brothers didn't write this movie. Like
Zartan killed Storm Shadow's master and hasn't aged a day since.
yeah, that's. I don't really have a response to it. I got nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
I'm trying to think of some logical reason you could explain that, but I just.
Mission accomplished, right?
Yeah.
So is this the last one?
Two more. I got one.
Two.
You got one.
Okay.
Okay.
Storm Shadow dies in the first one and magically appears in the second one.
Yeah, but Storm Shadow's like probably like a fan favorite. See, that's the thing. Like I know, and I don't know much about GI Joe, but I know that like Storm Shadow is someone that people dig a lot. So of course they would just bring him back meaninglessly. Probably as easily as they decided to kill Duke.
I can't believe he justified that. RZA.
Okay, I mentioned RZA. Like, okay, first off, the man's an incredible actor. His performance, well, oh, it was legendary. Are you kidding me? It was just like move over, Russell Crowe. Like, all right, yeah, it was pretty bad. No, RZA shouldn't have been in the flick.
And that's it. That's the bad movie hot seat. Josh justified the RZA. And
Yeah.
a few other things. I think that was all sarcasm, though. Don't take it too seriously. We all know that RZA's no Marlon Brando.
No, that's definitely not.
So, thank you for watching NerdKO Episode 4. We really hope you enjoyed it.
Yep, I dug it. Save for the bad movie hot seat. It's kind of rough to swallow.
It's kind of brutal.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to both of our channels, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Yep. We don't really have an outro, so we're just gonna leave and go hunt down our evil twins.
Yeah.
Those guys, we gotta find them, send them back to where they came from. Good job with the lights, evil, sleazy E. I don't think they've seen the last of us. Not at all.